What's up, everybody? Good morning. It is 7 a.m. I'm downtown Los Angeles and we're about to check out Clark Street Bread. So let's go inside and check it out.
All right, so I'm Zach and we're here in Echo Park at Clark Street Bakery. Matt, thank you for coming. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. How long have you been baking for?
I've been baking about 10 years. I was working in a restaurant at the time as a cook, and I wanted to open a restaurant. I had been a musician, but that had failed, and I was getting into my late 20s and was more wanting to do something that I was passionate about and could make a living off of instead of keeping the music thing going, even though I loved it. The other passion was food, so I went to work in kitchens. And one of the spots I was working at, they were doing, bread in-house, whether it was burger buns or sandwich bread or whatever it was. And that was it. I mean, I literally went to go stage one day with their in-house baker, and I really, really liked it and decided, okay, instead of going the food thing, I'm gonna go the bread thing or the cooking, and that was, back in 2012. And then from there, put all my energy into the bread world, whether it was reading or staging or traveling or working for other bakeries, basically until the point where I thought that my product was good enough and I started a little side hustle, right? Baking from home and selling to direct to consumer or to restaurants. And whenever I was making, as much as I was making from my employer, I quit, and went with my own thing. So at the time it was whatever it was, $8.50 an hour, $12 an hour, 14, whatever it was at the time. But once I was making that equivalent on my own, then I clipped the cord.
How important is it to you to source quality flour for bread?
It's extremely important to source quality flour, as the business is based off of one loaf of sourdough bread. That was the first product I ever made. From the get-go, all the flour is going to be organic. I'm not going to work with any flour ever that's not going to be organic. And then dairy to a certain extent. It just feels good. I know that nowadays you can get hyper specific in terms of farming practices, and so organic is almost now the minimum,
Yeah.
And there's organic plus, it can be regenerative or et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of this stuff I learned not from wheat farming, but from grape farming, from the wine world, because I like wine as well.
Right.
And they're super specific, especially in the natural wine world, about farming,
Yeah.
And so, for me, it's it has to be at least organic. You can hear the oven. If Dante, if you're watching this, that's our oven guy. You got to check the oven. And I heard the steam isn't working on deck one, so, pronto. And then here's our pastry. So it's all in one tight little.
It's kind of crazy that you're doing the pastry right beside the oven.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're still that good of quality, and it's hot as hell in LA.
Croissant is right here, whatever that is, 10 feet from the, from the face of the oven. But we are expanding the bakery.
Is that what the construction is next door?
Yeah, so we're gonna knock through this wall.
Show me real quick?
Yeah. We're gonna create a 6-foot walkway between the two spaces because we're out of walk-in space. We can't fit any more loaves, even if we wanted to. Hey.
So are you baking everything here only for this location?
Yeah, this is our.
You have other baking in other locations?
No. So right now the concept of Clark Street is that we have one commissary here in Echo Park.
Okay.
And then we deliver each morning bread and pastry to our, other locations, whatever. But I feel like what could be one step better, which I think that on the next location we sign a lease on, hopefully, we're going to bake the pastry in-house. So only the bread will come from here. And then we'll have a small revent, top of the line oven, small revent proofer, and we'll deliver the processed pastry, whether it's frozen or fridged or whatever. And then in the morning, we'll have a baking team, and so you'll get a lot of benefits. One, it's not so much work on this one place. Two, it's not so much storage on this one place. Delivery, don't have to worry about times. Plus, you can have a baker at the locations to get things fresh and for sure have it be ready for open. Plus, you can bake throughout the day if you wanted to. And so, Yeah, there's other bakeries who have that model. We only recently thought about it this year. But I think that's a little bit better than what we're doing now, is to bake the pastries in-house at each location. That seems cool too. Plus it adds to the whole, obviously, environment of the space, right? We're getting a new walk-in cooler here, like twice the size that we have.
This is this space right here?
No, this is actually going to be like a little like patisserie, you know, like just like for whatever, cheese, salumi, wine, dry larder, cold merchandiser.
Okay, so you
a very
guys
small,
come in and purchase like a little grocery store.
Yeah, exactly, little marketplace. And then, yeah, so it's going to be walk-in. We're getting a second deck oven next to that from the guys at Poland. So if you guys are listening in Italy,
would you move
hurry it
the
up.
other deck oven in here?
No, we're gonna leave it.
Yeah.
And then we're moving pastry into here. So the sheeter's going to go in here. The freezers are going to go in here. We're getting a second mixer, also from Poland, which is already here wrapped.
That's exciting.
And getting a dish machine, which is exciting for us. We've been washing everything by hand, which is fun. And then, yeah, all that space is staying storage. So yeah, our special that we're doing now is the hot cross buns. This and the saffron buns during December are my two favorite specials of the year.
Saffron buns for December, hot cross buns for Easter?
Yeah.
You know,
I have no history, like I never ate hot cross buns growing up.
Same.
You know, I guess it's more popular in UK and Australia and other places. But it's one of those things where the first time I tried it, I was like, this is for me. I love a candied fruit. I love something that's not too sweet. Ours has like whole grain sourdough, plus all of like the soaked fruits and the spices. It's got cardamom in there too. Yeah, I love that one.
Now, a lot of people eliminated indoor dining.
Yeah.
And some of them will never go back, but then other bakers that I talk to, specifically bakeries, they found that people just like to sit down.
Right.
Bring their paper, bring their iPhone, do their Wordle or whatever. They sit there, have a coffee, and that's sort of like here as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people will come and just sit and do work.
Well, no, they of course people like to sit down, but the thing is that from our side, we like to have people in the space. This is built to be a cafe.
Right.
This is not built to be a stage for all of this merch that my wife keeps ordering that just, you know, it feels good when there's people sitting outside, when there's people sitting inside. And also for, you know, from the numbers side of things, like you want to maximize the amount of people you can serve. Like it's part of just the, you know, financial security of the business as well, you know what I mean? So yeah, we've been on the safe side of COVID for the past 2 years, and we felt really, really good.
Let's go out here just so I can get.
Yeah, so we're in Echo Park, Los Angeles. It's a great part of town, super laid back. You know, I live here with my wife and 2 kids.
Have you been out here for a while?
Yeah, we moved here about like 6 years ago. I'm born and raised in LA. I grew up on the west side. And that was my big move, was moving from the west side to the east side. You know, it's a different sort of, you know, it's a bit of a different vibe.
Your wife involved in the business as well?
Yeah, how can she not be? The wife I sucked her into it. She had no choice. When we first got together, I was just starting my baking business, whatever, and she had like a web shop, like an online, just for clothing and stuff, you know? She would source it and put it up. And they were both kind of growing at the same rate until the bread thing took off, you know, and so she hopped on board and helped out. Yeah, this is our space here. We got our nice neighbors, Gras. Shout out to Michael McSherry.
Oh, it's sourdough pizza.
Yeah, Irish guy, moved here, sourdough pizza. You know, it's an interesting little neighborhood. Well, there's not.
Are you a business owner or are you still a baker?
I mean, I'll always be a baker. You know, I made all the recipes and I helped to develop the recipes still. But right now, my focus is really on the expansion. You know, we have a newly opened restaurant plus like 3 other places that we're opening, and those projects just need to be managed. Yeah, you know, the more you grow, there's our one we did with one store.
Okay, yeah, beautiful.
The more you grow, the more help you need, and so if there's room on the shaping table, I'll be there, but sometimes there's not even room for me.
I feel like that's one of the best things about the bakery is seeing people come and go with the bread, and then you start to get to know people because they're coming all the time, right?
The community is the best part of the food business. Seeing people, connecting with people. Connecting with people is such an important part of life, and it's one of the things that you shouldn't take for granted and that we should value every day at work. Interaction with each other, it can bring a good feeling and it can enrich your life. It's very important to connect with other people. So you can find us in Echo Park at the bakery, or Brentwood at another bakery location. We're going to be opening up a new one in the next couple months on Larchmont. We've also got Clark Street Diner in Hollywood, and we're opening a bar, Lily's Bar, named after my daughter, right next door, in a month or two. On social, we're at Clark Street Bread, and hope to see you soon.